Greetings, everyone. Well, today we're going to talk about a pair of movies that was sent to me by a viewer a little while ago. Actually, it was sent to me around the time that I did my 24-hour movie marathon in the summer. So I kind of held off a little bit to watch these. I wanted to get a little closer to Halloween before I watched them and talked about them. Yeah, so they were sent to me by Scarecrow76. He felt that they were a glaring omission in my Blu-ray collection and wanted to help me correct that mistake, for which I am very grateful. So thank you very, very much, Scarecrow76, for sending me these two awesome movies. They've both quickly become favorites, and I think will also be added into the traditional Halloween pantheon of films. And of course, talking about Thrill Me, Night of the Creeps, and Wolfman's Got Nards, The Monster Squad. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. A pair of awesome cult films by Fred Dekker, today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. Okay, so I guess we'll start off by talking about Night of the Creeps. I actually watched this first because I guess I just wanted to sort of watch them both chronologically. Not that there's any connection between them other than one was made before the other and they're both by the same director. But, I like to watch directors' works chronologically when I can to sort of see how they evolve as a director and stuff like that. So, yeah, I remember hearing about Night of the Creeps many moons ago, but I knew absolutely nothing about it. So this was really a treat going in because I went in basically completely cold. So, wow, what can I say? It is such a hodgepodge of genres and sort of genre elements. It is just an absolute blast. I mean, to me, after watching this, this epitomizes how just sort of 80s cheese, like 80s horror cheese, but in a good way. This is a genuinely fun, tongue-in-cheek, over-the-top, crazy movie that I highly recommend to anybody who just enjoys stuff like Creepshow, for example, where Creepshow was a very tongue-in-cheek horror film. Night of the Creeps is also very tongue-in-cheek. Right from the opening scene, this is something that's not meant to be taken seriously. And there's a lot of little sly winks to horror fans throughout. For example, all of the characters in the movie are named after famous horror movie directors. Go to IMDb, look at the list of characters. They're all horror movie directors, or like mixtures of horror movie directors' names and stuff like that. So, yeah, obviously meant to be just a bit of harmless fun for horror fans. So essentially, what we have here is it starts off with an alien experiment of some kind that goes horribly wrong. There's an alien on the run from other aliens. He's got something with like some kind of vial with him. Doesn't know what's going on. He ends up ejecting it into space, and it lands on Earth in the 50s. It's some kind of weird alien organism. It looks like sort of little wormy things, almost like slugs. And we were in the 50s, and there's some couple making out and stuff like that. One of them gets attacked by this slug creature, and the slug creature infects him and kills him. So fast forward 27 years later, some college students want to get into a fraternity, and as a prank, they decide to do something pranky to the science lab. So they go down to the science lab and find a body cryogenically frozen. It is the body of the college student from the opening scene. They basically accidentally thaw him out, the slug creatures escape, and chaos ensues. And that's pretty much where the story begins. Like, I really haven't spoiled much for you there. That's basically the prologue of how things get set into motion. Definitely need to mention longtime horror and genre actor and fan favorite Tom Atkins. Actually plays one of the main characters in here. He plays a police inspector who is basically investigating what's going on and such. And he's just a hilarious character and obviously enjoying just hamming it up for the film and whatnot. And his sort of trademark line is "thrill me." So anytime he answers the phone, he always answers it "thrill me." So that's become like the catchphrase. In fact, if you look at the back, "thrill me." There you go. So I have quickly adopted that as something I say a lot, and yeah, I love it. So I really really enjoyed this movie a lot, and I thought it was just an absolute hoot. So just to go over quickly the special features, we got commentary with writer-director Fred Dekker, another commentary track with the cast, the original theatrical ending. Oh, I should mention, the main feature on here is actually the director's cut, which has the alternate ending, which apparently is director Fred Dekker's preferred ending. And in looking at that versus the theatrical ending, having the director's ending, or preferred ending, being the first one I saw, I can definitely see why he wanted that one over the theatrical ending. I think the original ending, as it is in this, plays a lot better than the one that was seen in theaters back in the day. So that's my opinion on that. You got deleted scenes, you got Birth of the Creeps, Cast of the Creeps, Creating the Creeps, Escape of the Creeps, Legend of the Creeps, Tom Atkins, Man of Action. I haven't actually watched all of the extras on here because there's a lot, but I did watch Tom Atkins, Man of Action, which is a wonderful extended interview. It's like a 30-minute interview with Tom Atkins where he basically just talks about his whole career, and of course spends a fair amount of time talking about Night of the Creeps. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. He's obviously really appreciates his fans and such, and definitely has enjoyed his career over the years. So yeah, be sure to check that out. What is? Oh, it's the light. I saw this flash over there. I'm like, what the hell is that? It's aliens coming to kill me. No, it was just it was the light reflecting off the. I can't. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it was the light reflecting off the cover and reflecting off my toy trunk over there. Anyway, yeah, so you got Tom Atkins, Man of Action, trivia track, and the original theatrical trailer. So quite a loaded collection here of stuff, which is very cool. Just spin that around there. There we go. Very nice. And actually, if we take the disc out, we can take a look, and there he is. There is Mr. Atkins himself. You may recognize Tom Atkins if you're a Creepshow fan, actually, because he played the father in the opening and closing scene, who was telling his son not to read that comic book crap. That was him. He was the comic book crap guy. Now, it should be noted as well, I have been told that the film Slither actually borrows quite a bit from Night of the Creeps. Borrows, and by borrows I mean blatantly rips off. Attempts to be another sort of cheesy horror film along the same lines, taking a lot of the same concepts and updating them for now. This is an HD DVD that was sent to me by fucking A little while ago. I do not have an HD DVD player. However, this is an HD DVD combo, so I will be watching this at some point, probably this Halloween, and checking it out. I'm actually curious to see just how much they ripped off Night of the Creeps, because I've been told that it's pretty blatant. So next up with the Fred Dekker-a-thon, we of course have the fondly remembered Monster Squad, and this is the 10th anniversary edition. Very nice. Yeah, again, I mean, being a huge fan of the Universal monsters and all the classic monsters, Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman, Mummy, all the greats, I don't know why I overlooked this one for so long. I really don't, because this is basically, something meant for kids who love those characters and wanted to see them all together. And, yeah, a lot of fun, this one. So this is, of course, the 10th anniversary edition, loaded with extras, which we'll go over in just a moment. What did I think of the film? Yeah, I thought it was fun, and honestly, I think I would have gotten more out of it if I had seen it when I was younger, because being a huge fan of those monsters as a kid, I know, in seeing this now, it's the kind of movie that I would have just gone gaga over. Seeing it now in my later years, I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. Honestly, I liked Night of the Creeps better. I think Night of the Creeps holds up better. But I mean, Monster Squad, I can definitely see the appeal and see why there's such a strong nostalgia factor for so many people regarding it. Because, I mean, imagine a lot of you saw it when you were kids, when, it would make the biggest impression on you, and as such, it's the one you prefer because you have that nostalgia connection. And I completely understand that. I mean, I'm no stranger to nostalgic connections. So, Yeah, but I definitely enjoyed it. I would definitely watch it again because I think it's just it's a lot of silly fun. I should mention Duncan Rieger, who plays Dracula in this, is an actor that I'm not unfamiliar with. I remember first seeing him in a Disney miniseries called Earthstar Voyager, where he was sort of this Han Solo type of rough around the edges space captain, and I thought he was awesome in that. In fact, I thought he was the best character in the whole thing. And then shortly after that, he went on to play Zorro for several seasons in a more, well, not a modernized, but a more recent adaptation of Zorro. And I think that lasted like 5 seasons, so it was actually a pretty successful show. And as I recall, he was quite awesome as Zorro. And yeah, I've seen him in a lot of other things over the years too. He's definitely a favorite of genre fans, and has done a lot of genre films over the years. Yeah, so I enjoyed Monster Squad. I mean, it was fairly straightforward, plot-wise, pretty much what you would expect from an 80s Monster Mash type movie. You got, again, starts with a flashback. I don't know if that's sort of a thing that Fred Dekker does, always likes to start with the flashback and then go to the present. But anyway, it starts with a flashback where Van Helsing is attempting to destroy Dracula, fails, and basically, I forget exactly what it's been a little while since I watched it. But anyway, what happens is Dracula is trying to get this amulet that has the power to destroy him, or if he gets control of it, he can basically take over the world. And so the amulet is sucked through time in this time vortex in the opening scene, where basically they're trying to destroy Dracula but fail. And I can't remember if Dracula is sucked through time as well, or anyway, yeah. So anyway, Dracula ends up waking up in the present and enlists the aid of several other monsters. You got, of course, the Wolfman, the Mummy, the Frankenstein monster, and the Gill Man, which is of course the creature from the Black Lagoon, and enlists their aid to help with the reclaiming of this amulet. But then there's this club of monster enthusiasts, club of kids that calls themselves the Monster Squad, and they basically catch wind of this and decide to put a stop to it. And of course, nobody believes them because they're just a bunch of kids, playing their monster games, whatever. But yeah, needless to say, in the end, they managed to save the day. And there you go. You don't need to see the movie. I just blew the whole thing. No, just kidding. Of course, they're going to win. I mean, whatever. But yeah, so it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it, and there's definitely some memorable moments and memorable lines in there, such as "Wolfman's got nards," where the chubby kid basically kicks the Wolfman in the nuts as he's about to get eaten, and Wolfman drops like a rock. So yeah, on sort of a sad note, apparently the actor who played the chubby kid who uttered those famous words actually passed away a few years back. He wasn't that old. I mean, he wasn't a kid still. He was an adult, but he passed away a few years back. Again, kind of sad in that he would never see how popular the Monster Squad became and how fondly remembered it would be years later. But that's the way it goes sometimes. But they definitely talk about him quite a bit in the extras. I did watch a fair amount of the extras in here. And there's a lot of interviews with Duncan Rieger and stuff, and the little girl who sort of befriends the Frankenstein monster and whatnot. I get to see her all grown up and stuff, and talks about how the actor who played the Frankenstein monster was very nice to her and stuff, and everything. So got a ton of extras on here. We have an audio commentary with co-writer director Fred Dekker and squad members Andre Gower, Ryan Lambert, and Ashley Bank. Another audio commentary with co-writer Fred Dekker and director of photography Bradford May. Monster Squad Forever, that's what I watched. I watched it's a 5-part retrospective featuring interviews with co-writer director Fred Dekker, actors Andre Gower, Ryan Lambert, Ashley Bank, Duncan Rieger, Tom Noonan, and more. A Conversation with Frankenstein, a classic interview with the monster himself. Yeah, that's actually, it's funny, it's like an on-set interview they did with the actor playing the Frankenstein monster, but with him in character as the Frankenstein monster, so that's kind of fun. You've also got deleted scenes, an animated storyboard sequence, stills gallery, the original theatrical trailer, and TV spot. So very, very good stuff. A lot of fun. Definitely a blast to watch both of these on Halloween. yeah, I definitely recommend both of them. And thank you again to Scarecrow76 for sending them my way. I had an absolute blast with both of them, and I will be watching them both many, many times again in the future, probably every Halloween. Yeah, not sure what more I can say about him. The Fred Dekker-a-thon. Alrighty, that is it from me to you for now. Hope I thrilled you. Until next time, thanks for watching, and sayonara.